Welcome to the video. Today we're going to be playing Blue-White Stoneblade, but it has a little bit of a twist. We're going to try out this new card that was recently released in Markov. It's called Cryptic Coat. It's 2 and a blue. When the Cryptic Coat enters the battlefield, cloak the top card of your library, then attach the Cryptic Coat to it. So essentially, this is an equipment card, but it doesn't have an equip cost. Its equip cost is its ETB trigger. So it's fairly new, fairly interesting, and the creature gains +1/+0 and cannot be blocked. And then you can bounce it for 1 and a blue. So you're essentially slotting this directly into a Stoneblade shell. And I've seen other content creators already mess around with this card in Legacy and Modern, but I wanted to try it in our Vintage format with pretty much a ported, I would say, deck list from those formats. Basically, we have my emotional support Hull Breachers here, and we have a Cauldra, or a Batterskull, our other 2 targets for our Mystic Forge. Teferi is very interesting with the coat because Teferi can bounce the card to your hand because it's a creature, and if you would like to play the card, or if it's like an Urza Saga or a Wasteland that you really need in a pinch, Teferi can pick up the card that you cloak, so that's pretty cool. Other notables here, I'm trying out the new Karlov Surveil land, Meticulous Archive, and this is basically an ETB tap land that scries, or surveils rather, when it enters the battlefield. So you can, I bumped it up to 3 fetches to accommodate this card. So you get to essentially, if everything is calm and stable, or maybe you have, a little bit of time and breathing room on your hands, you can really take advantage of that with this surveil mechanic on a land, which is very interesting. And I will say, I have played the League already. Everything's pre-recorded, but I will say this card is very good, and I highly recommend it in every format. I think every time this card was able to be used, it was very good. And also, you can grab it off Lauren Revealed too. So late game, you don't quite have 5 mana to cast Lauren Revealed. You can just cycle it, grab this, just play it as a land, and then just surveil, and it helps you in that weird, awkward phase of the game that it sometimes gets into, where everybody's expended all their resources and we're in top deck mode. Essentially, this really is great if you're in the top deck scenario. Anything? I don't think there's anything else I really want to talk about. I added the Snapcaster Mages because we have some cheap spells, and I thought maybe I was going to surveil more than I do, and I could surveil some spells into the graveyard and then just flash them back with Snapcaster, but no, doesn't really work out too well with him. So we'll talk more about that later, but let's get into round 1. All right, welcome to round 1. Looks like we are on the play. We won the die roll. Very good. Looks like we keep this. This is just your typical Moxen Saga hand. So hopefully we can draw some type of mana in the next turn. This is kind of a risky one. I'm not really sure why I kept this, but I think it's good. Maybe because of the Force of Will, maybe we can draw land. So, all right, looks like we're playing against Jewel Shops with the Monolith. All right, the key. All right, I choose to try to fight over the key. All right. The key really just, one, it's a combo piece for the, the vault, but also it just really helps accelerate their mana. So I decided to try to attack that. I usually don't go after that, but I'm trying to try something new just because, just try different angles and try to, piece apart the deck and stuff. So. All right, Flooded Strand is obviously an amazing draw. So now we can flash in Hull Breacher or make a construct. So they shock in the Seagate here. Oh, a Karn? Okay. Karn is bad. Alright, so I fetch in response. And it looks like... Alright, so I elect to make a token. I'm not really sure why I chose to make a token in that instance. I think it's probably just because it's the first game and I was just sort of, just firing up the program and just, going into the league, and I wasn't really, awake and ready. I definitely should have tried to put the Hull Breacher in play because it's way better, obviously, against the Jewel Shops deck, because this construct is only going to be able to get to like 2 power here, and it's not really going to do much damage on the Karn, whereas like the Hull Breacher would have guaranteed 3 and prevented any future draws. So that was definitely a huge blunder. Alright, time walk from the opponent. And let's see what they grab here. They grab the Masticore, which is normally pretty scary, but we have the answer in our hand, which is good. Yeah, usually this card is unbeatable in decks I like to play, but I've been playing a minimum of 2 swords recently main deck in all my decks, so be able to handle these problems here. Alright, so it looks like they found a PO. See, this is why I wish I put the Hull Breacher in play. Yeah, we're probably cooked here. They drew so many cards. They have so much mana. Now they have a ring. Yeah, I think I probably punted the game on that first mistake of not putting the Hull Breacher in play. That's okay. You got to get your warm-up games in, and notable there. I was able to bounce the ring with Caracas, which is something I've never done before, because they turned it into a creature with Karn. Thought that was kind of interesting. So the fact that I wasn't able to clear this Karn is gonna basically seal my doom, because they're gonna grab the lattice out of the sideboard, and I just scoop because I can't beat that, obviously. So yeah, on to the next one. Game 2 against Jewel Shops. Having some technical difficulties here with the playback, but I think I got it figured out. Alright, so we're going to be on the play. Alright, our hand has a counterspell and a recall, so we're going to keep. Definitely try to go for this in upkeep, just in case we overdraw. But having access to the Hull Breacher is good for sure. Definitely would like to hopefully draw some sideboard cards with this recall. Alright, they're going to fight over it. They pitch a PO. We're going to try to fight back. And alright, so we got it. Alright, so our mana is a little awkward here. I definitely probably should have fetched a Tundra, because I know they don't play Wastelands. Because now I'm missing out on the opportunity to play Saga and Stoneforge in the same turn. So now I have to choose whether I'm going to play Stoneforge or Saga, which is a little bit awkward. But I think it might be okay. One thing I did notice, so I went with the Tundra. I think it's because I sort of played out the Saga chapters in my head and thought this might be better, because next turn I can play Teferi and then make a token, or activate Stoneforge. So there's I found there is a lot of friction with the Saga and the Stoneforge Mystic, so maybe that's something to think about moving forward with the deck. There's definitely a lot of awkward tension. Alright, so our opponent's going to Time Walk here and Tinker. Luckily we have a force for that. So they have one card in hand. Alright, so they're drawing, they have a Saga. Alright, let's see what they got here. I hope it's not a ring. Wow, what a great draw. Yeah, ring resolves, unfortunately. We pitched our Hull Breacher pretty early in the game. We do play 4 Soul Ring. Wow, they're just gonna untap with like infinite mana. So I really want to draw maybe a Wasteland, maybe the Pithing Needle out of the board. Not quite sure. So we draw another Saga. Play Teferi. I bounced the Saga. I definitely should have probably bounced the Ring. Again, there's definitely some rust on this first game for sure. Just firing up Magic Online and going in. I definitely have a few blunders for sure on this game. But we have the code. Let's see if we can get it in play. This looks like a PO. They're tapping, yeah, PO. Yeah, so opponent just drew ring into PO. I definitely probably should have bounced the ring because it's a lot more mana intensive to recast that for sure. I don't know why I bounced the Saga. Just playing a little too fast maybe. Okay, they recast the ring. We're probably super dead here. I don't imagine a world where we can get out of this if they just brick, but very unlikely after drawing so many cards. Alright, so they are passing, but alright, so our Saga goes to 2. They have protection, so there's really no point in putting in the Cauldron. Alright, so we just put in another Stoneforge plus the Fairy and pass. We're just on borrowed time here for sure. They're just gonna draw more. I mean, it's cool we have Teferi in play, but like we don't have a counter spell. So what is this? So Fae, another Grim Monolith. I'll probably scoop to any Jewel here or PO. Let's see what they have. A Jewel. Yeah, I can't imagine I let this game go on for much longer. Because if our Teferi was on 3 counters, maybe, because then we could bounce something, but I don't think we're going to get an opportunity to steal the Jewel. Looks like a Metamorph. Probably copy the Jewel or the Ring. What's really cool is with the Metamorph is I'm not sure why I'm putting in the, oh, what am I putting in? I'm putting the code in. Yeah, I probably just put the code in just to, so, yeah, and then I concede. Yeah, the Metamorph can copy the Ring, and then it gains protection because it was considered cast, which is kind of a cool interaction. So, oh, there was a force, so it looks like I cloaked a force on the Cryptic code. All right, well, poor showing here, but we'll go on to the next one. So it looks like we're sitting across from Absorbent 3. Absorbent 3 is known for their green-red decks. So let's see what they have for us today. Looks like they're on the play. All right, they got a Lotus. Gonna let that resolve. All right, into Forest Pass. Our hand is definitely above average. All right, Sapphire's in. I was thinking about recalling, but I figured we'd definitely overdraw and decided against it. I didn't put the Saga in play because I don't know why. I don't know why I did not put the Saga in play because I had a sneaky suspicion that they were up to something, and they were actually were. So Absorbent 3 cast a Force of Will against me, which is the first time that has ever happened in our history of playing in the many years. But I honestly, it was my spidey senses were going off, and I put the Tundra in play instead of the Saga. I don't know why. I was like, they're going to force me. Oh, looks like they have a cavern here, which is no good for us. I probably should have misstepped that Ponder. Okay, they have a Skydiver. They're going to steal our Sapphire, which is a bummer. But we have a Stoneforge Mystic. Sorry, I'm just in shock that they decided to put Force of Will in their deck. They're on something else. All right, so we're gonna Lotus into this coat, and it looks like we got a Brainstorm hiding under there. I think I just put the code in play because I wanted to put the code in play, just because I haven't really done it yet. I could have easily put the Stoneforge in play, but now we're going to be able to Saga and play Stoneforge. So I wonder if there's tension with Saga, because I know Hammer Time in Modern plays Saga and Stoneforge. I wonder if they experience the same sort of issues that I felt during the entire league, is, you know, the push and pull between Saga tokens and activating Stoneforge Mystic. But I think you just have to sort of feel it out and figure out which one you want to do. All right, Legendary Scavenging Ooze from our opponent, Absorbent 3. So we're looking real good here. We're going to be able to put Cauldra in play. We got our Cloak going. Okay, I don't know why I missed that. So yeah, I'm a little bit out of sorts here. I didn't put the Cauldra in play. I forgot it had haste in this round. All right, so we're going to fight over their recall. The recall they used with our Moxen, Absorbent 3. What have you become? Monster. Casting Force of Will and Ancestral Recall. Alright, so we're going to put the Cauldra in now. I would really love to snap Recall if I can draw a blue source. But unfortunately our Lotus is in the graveyard and our opponent stole our Sapphire. So I'm not going to be able to grab it off the Saga. And we do not play Lotus Petal. So we grab a Soul Ring, which is fine. All right, so we're attacking with our Cloaked Brainstorm and our Germ token. Yeah, we're definitely looking pretty good here. All right, so our opponent concedes. So yeah, that was a pretty good showing. Our hand was definitely cracked, so, you know, what are you gonna do? All right, game 2 here against Absorbent 3.1 or 2. I don't know, they've evolved. They're playing blue cards now. Don't know what to think. Our hand is medium at best. Pretty sure I kept it on the strength of the Force of Will and the Lantern, since they are up to Tarmogoyf business. Alright, we're just gonna put the Lantern in. The no value Lantern. Our opponent, green, no play. It looks like, okay, so they're gonna Forest Cycle here. Probably should have just played a fetch land and passed. This way we give us an opportunity to at least make a Saga token. Alright, what does our opponent have here? Okay, Oko. Alright, so we're gonna try to force. Oh my gosh. Force of Will from Absorbent 3. Yeah, I just concede here because they're going to have a resolved Oko and we have nothing. So, and I don't know, I just conceded. I was sort of, I was just in shock. Just in shock. All right, we're going to game 3. Okay, game 3 on the play. Let's try to not let any Okos get into play. All right, our hand is definitely looking good. We're gonna time walk here. Time walk into Teferi probably. See what we draw. Opponent kept 7 as well. I drew Mox Pearl, which is whatever. Oh, they're gonna fight on this Teferi. Honestly, probably should have just let that go, but I decided to fight back. I don't know why, but I did. Just because now I don't have very much going on. But pretty good turn 1/2 for us. Let's hope they don't have anything too scary, because all we have is a strip mine. They're casting Brainstorm. Okay. Brainstorm. And a Birds of Paradise. Okay, alright. That's the Absorbent 3, I know. Alright, well, we're not drawing too much here. Yeah, we drew the Wasteland, so we're just gonna try to keep them off 3 mana if possible. It looks like another Skydiver's coming in for a theft of our Mox Jet. Alright. That's fine. No big deal. Let's try to draw something good. Pithing Needle. Alright, so our Teferi's on 3, so it's out of range of this Skydiver. So we just put the needle on Oko preemptively because we saw it last game. I'm very excited to see this player play some new stuff. It's pretty cool. Straying away from their green-red decks. And they cast Time Walk into a Delighted Halfling. Alright, so our Teferi is down. And we're top decking. We got a whole Breacher, that's pretty good. They've already cast Brainstorm, so... Alright, so we're going to try to ambush this Delighted Halfling. Resolves. And looks like we were successful. Alright, another Hull Breacher, so we're allowed to attack. Probably going to attack anyway. Because this Skydiver has flying. I believe, yeah, flying. Alright, they go for the Wasteland, so we're forced to put our Hull Breacher in now immediately. It does take us off blue, which is bad, but we have 6 power to their 2. Lauren revealed. Alright, so I'm willing to trade. Just I'm able to keep at least one Hull Breacher. Alright, so pretty cool interaction here. So I was able to Lauren revealed for the Surveil land, like I discussed, and we see a Ponder, so we keep that on top. So we didn't get, I guess, max value from it, but I mean we got to cycle for it, and you know we're both in top deck mode here, so it's pretty good to make sure you're smoothing out your draws. So, and seeing a Ponder on top is always good. Alright, not sure if they play any flash creatures in their deck, but I just go for the attack regardless. And looks like we have a whole bunch of good stuff on top. Alright, so I draw the coat, leave the Stoneforge on top, because I kind of want to have both of them, because I obviously could have Stoneforged and got the code, but I kind of want to Stoneforge for something else that'll end the game and just have more cards. I'm not really under pressure, so I thought it was okay to stack it like that. Alright, so we're going to go for our Stoneforge here. Probably grab Cauldra. Yep. And it's just great having the option to grab the coat or the Cauldra, just depending on the game situation. Alright, so I guess our opponent did not draw anything because they took several consecutive draw steps and conceded. So, alright, so it looks like we got that one. So, alright, on to the next one. Alright, looks like we have an opponent, JD Jin, 48. Looks like we're on 6 here. Opponent is on Luris. So I'm interested to see how this deck performs against Luris. Alright, so they're on a double bobble start. Kind of interesting. I don't play Luris decks, so I wonder in like the range of keepable hands, like you have, you know, anywhere between 1 to 3 bobbles. Do you just keep that because you might draw, or, you know, into something? I don't know. Always wondered that playing against these decks. But I can't bring myself to play against a Luris deck for some reason. I played the blue-black Luris deck when it first got popular, and it was very strong. It was extremely strong. I could tell right away this was the real deal. And I had a lot of fun. That was when Skull Clamp, I don't know if Skull Clamp is still in the deck, but I had a lot of fun with the Skull Clamp. Alright, so our opponent wasted us off our only blue source, which is unfortunate. They're casting Expressive Iteration, which is troubling. Looks like they found a ruby off that. Alright, we got a Saga. Hopefully we can get some Moxen off this Saga and cast our spells, because right now we're in kind of a bad place. Opponent has all the mana. Alright. Looks like our system is lagging a little bit. I'm expecting like Ragavan, something of that nature, because this is a blue-red Luris deck. Maybe NT. Not sure. Alright, looks like they're Grixis. Alright, any blue source, white source is great. Alright, we drew another Saga. Alright, that's fine. Hopefully they don't waste us before we're able to get a Lotus or something. Alright, opponent is just passing. Very strange. They have 7 mana and they just pass. Very odd. Not really sure what they have. Probably just a lot of counter spells, I would assume. Alright, so we're going for the coat here. Alright, so they pitch cast Force of Negation. I'm not really sure why they pitch cast it. They have infinite mana. Maybe playing around. I don't know what they would be playing around. I didn't have any. I don't know. Interesting. This is Bowmaster. What is this? Gush. Okay. Into Preordain. Wow. They're just. Okay, here's the NT. I had a feeling like the NT was in the mix somewhere, but they drew a ton of cards there. Alright, so no Wasteland is great for us. I mean, they're spinning their wheels. They're giving us time to draw out of our horrible situation, so we'll take that for sure. We can block this creature but it's going to be a 3/3 after this trigger. Pretty sure we just let it go. We're at 20. We're under no real pressure. And we can make 2 Saga tokens. So, it has trample. Oh yeah, it does have trample. Forgot about that. Alright, so making some tokens. We're drawing out of our poor situation. Lotus. We got some chunky 5/5s. Alright, they have a force of will for us now. Not sure why I didn't fight over that. I definitely could have like pitched Spell Pierce or something. I'm not sure. I think I want to try to protect this Hull Reacher just because I've seen them drawing so many cards. I want to try to put the Hull Reacher in play. Because their deck just seems to be infinite card draw. Molten Collapse. That's a new one. Alright, so I fight over that. Alright, so their NT is attacking. It's going to be a 4/4. So this is just free. They exiled another Molten Collapse. Okay. Not really sure. Opponent's down to 1 card. I'm not really sure how that happened. But now they have no cards in hand. Wow. What a weird situation. So we can recall freely, which is always nice. So we can Teferi bounce this Dragon Rage Channeler. So we definitely drew out of this for sure, and our opponent just sort of spun their wheels. The recall helps for sure. Teferi helps. Now they're picking up Luris. Alright, putting Luris in play. I didn't even fight over the Luris just because I have the swords, and I'm just I'm just sort of just like, what is going on? Expressive Iteration. Alright, this is probably worth fighting over. Oh, I just Spell Pierce it? Okay, and they concede. Yeah, what a weird game. Definitely was... They were way ahead, and then we just somehow pulled out in the end there. Just pulled ahead. So, alright, on to the next one. Alright, game 2 against the D-Gen 48. Looks like we got some Stoneforge Mystics. We're going to keep this one. So now we can grab our coat with our Mystic and not have to worry about it. Oh, and we drew Lavinia. Wow, this is a very awkward situation. What to put down? Probably just hold the Lavinia for force. Probably makes the most sense. Alright, no plays from opponent. They're just passing. Draw a Lotus. Not sure what that means. It means we can Lavinia first and then cast Stoneforge. So we sort of... Lavinia was just sort of bait, I guess. Alright, we're grabbing our coat. I'm ready. We're gonna get suited up here. So the cycle is 4 mana. So you activate Stoneforge, you can bounce. So it's 2 mana, 2 mana. So you're getting a 1 mana discount with the Stoneforge in the middle. Oh no, we pitched our coat. I guess Expressive Iteration's too scary. It's alright. Opponent was probably happy to see it go. I don't blame him. But it just so happens we have a Kaldra ready to go here. Yeah, I used to play a lot of green-white Wessel decks when I first started playing Vintage, and I loved it. I loved Stoneforge and Collector Oof and all that nonsense. I used to play those decks pretty consistently. I haven't played with Stoneforge since then, but I definitely have been enjoying the coat card. It's been pretty cool. Definitely seeing a lot of other people play it and have fun with it. It's like a grindy type of card, which is good against all these Luris decks running around. Wow. I just don't understand what is going on. They're just drawing so many cards. They're putting themselves back on lands. It's so crazy to see. But we're just going to keep on going with our Cauldras and our Saga token. Oh, Stoneforge getting in there. She can rumble with this Dragon Rage Channeler at a 1/1. Alright, so they force our Stoneforge to get a Surveil. That's fine, we can still make a token. They're at 5 already? Wow. This Cauldra is not messing around. Alright, Bobble. They have to figure out a way to get rid of this Germ token. Alright, they're checking the top of our deck. Oh, they realized that they... I guess the Bobble gave them Delirium, so they weren't... Oh no. So they had to attack with their Dragon Rage Channeler, so they were dead on board. Alright, well. DRC betrayed you, I'm sorry. Should have cracked on second main. Alright, that was a pretty good showing. So let's go to the next one. Okay, we're sitting across from our next opponent, Spike U. Don't recognize that username. There is one Spike I have heard of, but not Spike U. Oh, this is pretty cool. We get to just turn 1 Mystic. Nice. Turn 1 Stoneforge Mystic. And we grab the coat instead of the Cauldra. Not sure why. I think it's because we're in the blind. We don't really know what they're playing. So a really cool feature with the coat is you can just jam a Stoneforge on turn 1 and just grab a coat. If they kill your Stoneforge, you just play the coat the next turn. So like, oh, oofy. Oh, that's troublesome. Alright, so we're able to still play through this. But the coat allows you to not immediately get punished for them killing your Stoneforge, because you don't want to just tutor up a Batterskull or a Cauldra and then you're just like, you know, now I got a Batterskull that I can play in 4 turns or whatever. Alright, so we wasteland the Saga before it learns how to make mana, and they're attacking. We only do that because we have the island in hand. I don't think I do that if I don't have the island. I think we just put the code. Okay, another wasteland's good. So we're just gonna run back the same exact play again. Just wasteland go. All right, opponent's not attacking this time because they know the code is here. All right, let's see what we cloak here. And I didn't check. Sure, we'll find out here. All right, so we drew the Surveil land. All right, cannot be blocked. All right, so we opt to play the island so we can put our Hull Breacher in play. We'll Surveil later. We're not. There's no rush to Surveil. Opponent is on the... Okay, so Valakut. So they're on that weird Fastbond deck. I played it against this deck before, but it was a long time ago. Brainstorm. Alright, so that was kind of a cool interaction. So I used the Brainstorm to sort of get rid of one of the cards that I didn't want. Alright, so they're going to block the whole Reacher. Unlocking our Pearl. So we go for the Time Walk into Teferi. We can bounce the Valakut. I probably should have Wastelanded there so they can't replay it unless they have a land. Oh wait, no, they got their box back, never mind. Didn't matter. Black Lotus. Looks like they have a Ghost Quarter under the Valakut. And what is this? Minx Boo. Oh gosh. Oh no. That's a good one. Alright, so they're gonna make a hamster. But luckily we have this Batter Skull we can put in. Alright, end step. We're gonna activate, put in the Batter Skull. Okay. I think what we can do, we could put the Batter Skull on the unblockable creature and kill this Boo, or this Minx rather. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Just gonna throw the Batter Skull on there and get in there. So this way they can't put more counters on their hamster. Alright, fast spawn. We have the answer with a misstep, thankfully. Glacial Chasm. Alright. So I'm regretting wastelanding a minute ago, because I really wish I could wasteland that Chasm into a crop rotation. Oh, they're just grabbing a fetch land? That's crazy. I'm just trying to get more selection off this Valakut. Alright, another crop rotation. Alright, so they cycle away the mountain for another fetch land. Opponent's going off. I'm glad they don't have that fast man on play. But they do have the Chasm, which is very troublesome. Because we can't attack into a Tireless Tracker. Well, I am excited to see that card in play. I haven't seen a Tireless Tracker in a while. Alright, so our unblockable creature is functionally useless. So we're going to bounce the coat, replay the coat. And it looks like there's a Stone Forge under there. So we have the opportunity to bounce the cloaked creature with the Teferi, or bounce the coat, replay the coat. But our opponent's probably going to have a big turn here. They're going to be able to crack clues and exile cards with the exploration. This deck's pretty interesting when it goes off. It sort of steamrolls. It's very hard to stop. Alright, so they have another fast spawn. Hopefully they don't have the Ramunap. If they find the Ramunap, we're probably dead. Bizarre. Oh my. Oh man, we're so close. They're at 5 life. We're so close to the finish line. I wish I didn't wasteland that. I don't even remember what I wastelanded. I gotta remember that from, oh, there's the Ramunap. Yeah, we're super dead. We're super dead now. They can play other lands from their graveyard, exile cards. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm dead here. I just sort of let them play it out just for the entertainment value of seeing how their deck functions. So they're essentially just going to build up a bunch of clues, build a bunch of cards. Okay, second Valakut. So now they're going to double exile. And I believe Yeah, no, this is infinite because of the chasm. So they're not taking any damage. They're not taking damage from their landfall from the fast spawn because of the chasm, so they're able to basically play infinite lands, and it looks like now they found a bounce land. So a bounce land is infinite. I'm just sort of letting them do it just to let you guys see how the deck functions. But yeah, they just bounce until they exile their whole deck, and then they just burn us out with all the exiled cards. So I'm pretty sure I can see it here at some point. I just let this loop go on. Yeah, I can see it here. So yeah, pretty cool deck, but it takes a lot to get it going. But once it gets going, it's really hard to stop. All right, game 2 against this fast spawn deck. So in hindsight, on that turn 1 when I put the Stoneforge in, I probably should have grabbed the Batter Skull just to pressure their life total more. But I didn't know what they were on. So looks like we're off to the races here with the Black Lotus. We're not even going to crack the Lotus. So it looks like we're Stoneforge Mystic on turn 1 again. I think we're going to grab the Cauldron this time. We're not messing around. No, we grab the coat. Oh, we want a blue card for force. Sure, that makes sense. All right. That's fine, I guess. I don't know. I kind of want to raise their life total. Wow, deja vu. Wasting our white source. I think that happened last game too. Alright, well luckily we have a Caracas here. So we don't want to crack our Lotus. We actually have Hardcast Force here too, which is pretty good. Alright, probably put our code in here. Alright. Cryptic coat. Go. Cloak something for me. Another Mystic under there. Alright, there's Teferi. So you're able to flip the card that you cloak, but you don't get the ETB trigger, which I thought was kind of interesting. Just something to know. So we won't get our ETB trigger if we flip the cloaked upside down creature. All right, we grab the Cauldron this time. All right, we got some value off this Lantern. We exiled a Wasteland. I think we missed a point of damage not attacking with that one Stoneforge. Actually, probably what we should have done is grab the Cauldron, then put that in off the other one. Yeah, that was probably a blunder. Oh no, yeah. Yeah, we could have done that. Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. Chained them together. Yeah. Something to think about. I'm kind of rusty when it comes to Stoneforge decks. No excuses. No excuse. Alright. Hopefully I attack this time with my Stoneforge. My opponent is kind of hurting on lands, it seems. But we're going to take advantage of that. Alright, they're fetching Green Sun for 0. Alright. Alright, they got a Chasm. Oh, so they just, they use their Arbor as sack fodder for their Chasm. Sure. Sacrificial tree. Okay, are we going to make a token? No. We never make tokens with these sagas. It's so crazy. Oh, we just have better things to do. I guess that's a good thing. Alright. So we found a saga off our top. So we're going to get that going. We don't attack because of the chasm. Definitely want to try to find a wasteland to get rid of this thing though. This chasm is so annoying. Crop rotation for a Yavi. And a Ramunap. I think this is worth countering. Alright, so I pitched the Hull Breacher because he is useless in this matchup. Alright, we put in our coat. So that was kind of cool. So I was able to set up the top so I know what I was going to cloak. So that's definitely a cool interaction with top and coat. So you can cloak the unwanted cards from your top spin. Very cool. Still can attack. Not cool. Well, Teferi can bounce something next turn. I definitely want to find a wasteland to just end this game. Another Ramunap. Can't do anything about that. Alright, they're at 1. Their Chasm's going to die next turn anyway, so... Alright, so they Pyroblast our Teferi. Don't care, just want a wasteland. Just want a wasteland. Bounce the coat, as one does. Yeah, see, we cloaked a fetch land with the last one. Recall. Alright, so we spin into recall. Hopefully that'll help us. Not sure why I spin again, but whatever. Alright, recall. Recall gets us a couple cards deeper to look. Alright, so we find the wasteland finally. The Chasm was going to die next turn anyway. I just want to get the game over with. Alright, here's the squad. Alright, let's go to game 3. Alright, back for game 3 with Spike U and their Fast Wand deck. Looks like we kept this hand. I guess the strength on turn 1 Time Walk. Unsure. So we can Time Walk into Cryptic Coat. Alright, that resolves. We know they're on Pyroblast. We saw it last game. So we're going to be a little bit more aware that they might have counter spells. Alright, so let's get this coat going. Hopefully we don't flip over a useful card. The blind flip. It was a wasteland. That's okay. We already have one of those. So because it's not a creature, you're not able to flip the card. Only if it's a creature. But it's pretty cool because it has ward too. Oh no, they abrade our coat. Coat's too strong. Must be abraded. That's okay. We got other stuff to do. They wasteland or a wasteland? Wait, what? No, I wasteland them. Okay. I was like, what? Yeah, we take them off red. Alright, so they have a wasteland of their own. Okay, so they're going to take us off colored mana. Not going after our Saga. I guess they're under the assumption we'll lose our Saga anyway. So we draw our Strip Mine. So we're just going to run them into the ground here. Alright. Opponent wanted to play the Wasteland game, and it looks like we came out ahead on that. They have a Ghost Quarter. Okay. That's fine. We have 1 basic in our deck. Alright, we have 5 power. Chugging along. If I can draw a blue source, we can snap Time Walk. Oh, we drew in a recall. Alright. Gonna recall now. We're just trying to put as much power in play as we can, or as many artifacts for this Saga token. And that got it done. Alright. All right, final round here. Up against Botany Boy. All right. Haven't seen this username before. It looks like we're on the play. They're on a mulligan and they're on Luris. All right, so we get to test our metal against Luris again. I think I just kept this hand just because it's functional. Definitely just try to keep very normal, basic looking hands against Luris because we're gonna grind for a little while here. Just want to settle in. Having access to 2 wastelands is pretty good too. All right, so we're getting our surveil land. We see a soul ring that we want to keep. The soul ring is going to let us power out this hull breacher. All right, so they try to misstep here. We're going to misstep back. And we have a soul ring. All right. I definitely like our position here. We're accelerating our mana against this Luris deck. Definitely want to try to get ahead of them. That's one of the ways they take advantage of you. All right, so they're wasting our wasteland, which means they have a saga. We have the answer with the strip mine. Hopefully they don't have multiple sagas though. But we got a little value off that surveil land. Got to get some additional card selection. All right, they're going to force our Hull Breacher, which makes sense because they would draw coming off their bauble. And it's Lavinia. Okay. Just going to jam a brainstorm here. And just fire it off. Fire off the strip mine maybe preemptively on this Tundra. I'm just trying to keep them off colored mana. Because we're not going to have some... Like, I knew this saga was coming, but hopefully taking them off other lands prevents them from making tokens. Alright, just time walk here. Just try to work through this brainstorm. Really like to get the Lavinia in play, obviously. But it's okay to hold for Force of Will. Snapcaster. So I added 3 Snapcasters to the deck. I don't know why. I just thought it would be good. Just wanted to test it, and they've been super mediocre. I don't think I snapped anything this whole league. I don't think I Snapcaster, Brainstorm. I never snapped, Recall. Never snapped Swords. Nothing. Never came up one time. So I think I'm gonna try something different in that slot. I'm probably gonna keep 1 Snapcaster Mage, but probably not going to play the full 3 like I am now. Definitely going to cut back on 1 or 2. I see it in other decks and it's always like such a blowout. I think I played against an opponent. They snapped like 3 times in like 1 game and just got so much value. So I think that's where I got the idea for it. I was like, wow, that just seemed really great. But it's been subpar for me for sure. Alright, so we're going to try to force this Luris. Our last 2 cards are force and a blue card. Alright, which is fine, because now we can swords it. No problem. Yeah. So we were able to just sort of maneuver our way through this game and just sort of, work through all their cards and get Luris out of here. So they crack their bauble. They think they're going to draw, but they're not because we have a Hull Breacher. Sorry about that. Thanks for the treasure. We'll be on our way. So now we can actually... okay, so now we have all the blue mana, so we can snap something, but I don't think there's a point now. We're so far ahead. We can snap Time Walk. Oh, they just concede. Alright, so the one opportunity where Snapcaster could do something. Oh well. Maybe in the next game. Alright, game 2 against this Luris opponent. They're playing the blue-white traditional Luris. Alright, so our opening hand has Rest in Peace. So I have been bringing in Rest in Peace against Luris. Might be questionable, but it's fine. I'm going to keep doing it. Just need that that comfort of the Rest in Peace. Just to get all those baubles and nonsense out of here. So my sideboard plan is, oh wow, so I drew the lantern. So yeah, this is essentially my sideboard plan against Luris now. It's just the one, maybe 2 Rest in Pieces, and then the lantern that I can grab with the Saga. Alright, cool. We're gonna exile this bauble, which is good, because at least if our Rest in Peace doesn't resolve, at least we got rid of their bauble. So I was bringing in Cage, but after some discussion on Discord, I have come off Cage, and I'm now on Lantern. Basically, it cycles, and you can pop it whenever, so it's kind of cool. It has a little bit more functionality. So I've been enjoying the Lantern instead, but I do play both in the sideboard. But I just bring in the Cage for Dredge. All right, so no Wasteland from opponent, so we're going to be able to make a couple tokens here. So the Sagas are looking good. If you don't draw your Stoneforge Mystic, you can just focus on making Urza tokens. But I'd rather have a code in play. Actually, I'd rather have these giant constructs in play, honestly. All right, swords. We're gonna try to misstep this. Wow, the misstep got a force. That's fine. I will take that every day of the week from a Luris opponent. If you want to go down on cards, be my guest. I'm very happy with that exchange. All right, so we're able to take down their Saga. Breathe a sigh of relief there. We got a Rest in Peace coming. We have a sword, so we got some stuff. All right, so they might go for the Luris now, which they do. Okay, but they elect not to play it. All right, so now we got a 5/5. Swords, sure. So the last card in hand is Luris, so we can freely play our Rest in Peace. So we can pop our Lantern. Oh, yeah. Immediately draw Recall. Immediately draw a Coat, just like we drew it up. This is great. All things are good. Opponent is just passing. I guess, I don't know. They just don't want to expose their Luris, maybe. Unsure. We draw Cauldron Complete. We're actually kind of close to casting that. Hard casting it, 1 mana away. Alright, we got our coat going. I have to see what we cloaked. You have to like hover over the card on Magic Online. I think it was a Saga. Yeah, Saga. Oh, Seal of Cleansing, that's scary. No. Bounce the coat, bounce the coat. Abort. That's a good one. We have so much mana though. We can just like we can play coat, bounce coat. I'm not super worried about the Seal of Cleansing. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna try to. I don't want to get Spell Pierce, so we're just gonna play this code again and say go. Oh, it looks like we got a Lotus hiding under there. Time Walk, sure. That's fine. Opponent has like no cards in hand and a Luris, so like and a Rest in Peace, so I'm not worried at all. I have a coat. I have a coat. I can bounce my coat. No big deal. Oh, but we can bounce again. All right. They conceded that. All right, cool. So yeah, they tried to seal of cleansing our coat, but we just activated again and bounced it again. So we got him there. Opponent was pretty dead. They had no cards in hand. We're doing the coat thing, so pretty cool. Yeah, I'm enjoying this coat for sure. This card is very cool and has a lot of applications in this sort of build. You know, you can put it in, you can bounce it, you can pitch it to force the will, you can have it in play, bounce it, pitch it to force the will. I mean, that's pretty cool. So, and this land was pretty cool. It did some interesting things for sure. I'm definitely going to continue playing one of these. I'm probably going to continue playing this deck, honestly. It's really fun. I really like the gameplay. Changes I will make, though. I'm probably going to cut some of these Snapcasters. I just don't know what to play in this 2-drop slot. That's the problem. I mean, I could play these Dauntlesses main deck. That's an option. Free up some sideboard, but I kind of want to keep my blue count high. Maybe bring in the Force, maybe one other card. I don't know. I'm going to think about it, but this deck's really cool. I really like the code, and I'm glad other people tried it out, because then I saw them talking about it, playing with it, and I saw it. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. So wanted to test it out in the league here, and did pretty well, honestly. So definitely don't like the friction with the Saga and the Stoneforge Mystic, but I'm all about this code, and I want to test it out, and I want to work on this deck some more and try to get it better. Batter Skull is kind of medium. We never really used it, but I can see it being good in certain applications and certain matchups and stuff. Gonna keep playing that for sure. The Cauldron is fine. Sideboards, whatever. I can mess around with that, but overall, yeah. Let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions, especially for the Snapcaster, I would like a two drop, maybe blue, preferably. Creature preferably, maybe something that can be turned up with the coat at instant speed for maybe a small to medium sized blowout. I don't know, something cool. All right, well, thanks for checking out the video and rolling with me, and I'll see you in the next one.